I just saw an old colleague and friend of yours over in Germany, Bryce Young. Just watched him
Oh
play.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and so you backed him up for a while until you got your time. What did you pick up from Bryce Young in those
No,
years,
absolutely.
Jalen?
So I backed up Bryce for 2 years, and one thing that I got to speak about is our friendship. Number one, I think that was so important as a guy who left the state. We both left the state. We understand what it means to be the Alabama cornerback, and he set a great example for the room with how his leadership was, how he prepared, how he influenced the guys in the room, and then importantly, he was a captain as well. So he just his influence on the team was something special. And then also with the knowledge that he had, with him being a starter from the time frame that I've been in college, he was able to, be a positive influence around the guys in the room, which was me, Paul Tyson, Todd Simpson, and the guys that were a part of our team with the time frame when he was here. And so I thought I was awesome just to be around him, learn, and just try to grow as much as possible. And something that I learned since I've been in here with the new staff with Coach DeBoer. Coach Sheridan asked the players, one of our spring practice, he said, "Hey, how many reps did you get today?" And the player, he was thinking like in his head, like, he trying to count his hand, like how many reps he had. He said, "I'll stop you right there." He had all of them, a mental rep and a physical rep. So although I wasn't the
Hmm.
QB1 in a sense, I was always getting a rep. I was always trying to get better in a sense of taking a mental rep and a physical rep whenever I'm in. So I thought it was just so important when it comes to development, when it comes to growth. It's just watching the guy in front of me who did it at a great rate.
Yeah, I mean, does he still? Are you still in contact with each other, you and Bryce?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the interesting thing is, I guess you and him going through a similar experience this year, having a completely new coaching staff coming in, maybe changing, offenses, terminology, and things like that. How have you been able to, appearingly, from my perspective, seamlessly transition with Kalen DeBoer, Jalen?
Absolutely. I think the best thing that throughout the offseason that you had phases throughout offseason.
Hmm.
And so I try to branch it out into four phases. Number one, you have the fourth quarter period where you're installing plays and you're just getting familiar with, who's our team, who's on offense, who's on defense. You have all these areas of guys that, filling into the roles. Then you have spring ball, then summer, then you have fall camp. And so within those time frame, you have so much opportunity to understand the system, understand our personnel, who's going to be what our strengths, what are our weaknesses, and what's unique about the offseason is there's no shot clock, there's no game clock, so you have so much time to pour into the guys, pour into what we need to be as an offense, and so I think that's something that's credited to how we play on offense and just the confidence level. It just comes from the offseason, it comes from preparation, it comes from just growth with the time frame, just learning from our coaching staff, learning from the guys that's been a part of the Washington group, and we have some guys on roster that came there that's on part of our offense. So it's so important for us just to keep on learning, keep on growing, and just keep understanding what makes us unique.
Did you connect with Michael Penix Jr. at all, Jalen?
So he came down here. So he did the Reese Bowl, and he came down to campus, and I was able to talk to him
Hmm.
then. So yeah, I was able to meet him then. That was my first time meeting him.
Yeah, I was about to see if he gave you any, sort of guidance, any thoughts about the DeBoer system, and clearly what he thrived in, and then wound up being a top 10 pick in the NFL, which is exactly what I imagine would be your plan as well. Certainly playing in a national championship game on top of it, Jalen, right?
Yeah, no, 100%.
He's smiling already.
But
Yeah, I know.
you already know the mission. But but nah, yeah, I think you're judging your last snap. And so why I say that is that the last quarterback that was in the system was a great quarterback in Michael Penix. So that's something that we saw as far as installation is the previous offense at Washington, seeing how explosive they were, how they weren't one dimensional. And that's something that we are as well, is not one dimensional. And there's so many, plays, so many things that we can do that can be explosive. We talk about ball dominance, explosiveness and details. That's where we simplify the offense into those pillars, and that's going to allow us to be the best offense we can be. But that's something that they did at a high rate when he was there at Washington. And, of course, that's something that you got to do as far as being an explosive offense is to be detail oriented. And that was some things that they did with the Washington offense. And it definitely, spoke about, what made it fun. And so I'm definitely having fun in the offense, and I'm looking forward for more uh, fun ahead.
Jalen Milroe of Alabama football right here on the Rich Eisen Show. And obviously losing 2 of 3 in that stretch is one thing. But since that loss to Tennessee, we do the math for everybody here. Combined victories 76-13 over 2 ranked teams, Missouri, and then what you just did against LSU. Is something clicking here that you feel you could take through the end of the season? And if you do get a chance to play for the SEC championship and maybe even make it into that final 12, Jalen?
So I think when we separate, what has taken place throughout the season, all of our losses turn into a lesson, right? And look at, how we can get better, look in the mirror. And the one thing that we look at is that no one's gonna feel bad for us. We got to keep on grinding. We got to keep on attacking our goals. At the very beginning of the season, we set short-term goals and long-term goals that we want to accomplish as a football team, right? So we got past the short-term goals. It's getting closer to the long-term goals we set in the offseason, and all of them are within reach. And it's going to come from great preparation. It's going to come from the commitment level of everybody on the team, the discipline, the effort, the pride that we play in, and understanding that it takes all of us as a whole group and come together as one, and one mentality, one group, one heartbeat. All the cliche terms you can think about, it's so important for us. And so, all our goals are still there. We just have to prepare the right way. We have to understand that whatever is our weakness, we have to turn to a strength. All our strengths make it even stronger. And that's how we narrow the gap between being a good football team and an excellent football team that can go on to win championship, go on to win more games, because we acknowledge it. The SEC is a very hard conference. Each and every week that we play a team, we have to give our best us. No matter we're on a home game, whether we're on a road, it's going to be a tough opponent. And so it's all about doing what makes us the best team that day, which is the preparation, which is going 1-0 each and every day, which is understanding what makes us unique, understanding what our team values are, and never do anything that's going to discredit the football team or look that's against what we need to do to be successful.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.